Hello, we're back. Today we're going to use the 20 by 24 canvas. It is from US Art Supply Liberty series. We're going to do the video for a horse tree. We'll start with the background. I will be using the abstract turquoise for the sky and the turquoise blue from Liquitex. That's our sky. It's going to be a sunset setting, so we're going to have cadmium orange and cadmium red medium hue, and of course our titanium white. I'll be using the flat brush. So let us cut the cover for this. Let's see. Wrapper. Let's cut a wrapper. I mean, it's nice that it's individually wrapped, but the problem is we just have too much plastic, which I don't like. Right. I'm going to have a sun setting here, so I'll be doing a circle for my sun. That would be our titanium white. Then my mixed orange, cadmium orange and titanium white, just a mixture of those, so it's not that bad. This is our sunset setting. Orange, really bright. And this side too. The titanium white and the top edge in here. I'm taking the excess paint and adding the abstract turquoise. I don't want it mixed, so I'm just taking out the excess. And then the blue turquoise in the very top. And you can mix this too in here, doesn't matter. Just make sure it doesn't mud or mixture of orange. So you can switch brush or wash your brush, but I'll go ahead and switch my brush. And I'm just using the titanium white to kind of mix those. Okay. Using the same brush, the one that we use in the top, and I'm just adding the rest of my painting, so my paint's that I have in my palette so I don't waste it. So that's our sky. Another titanium white and this separation. Just like that. You just keep adding your orange in the bottom. And then the medium cadmium red. So this would be like a third in your canvas would be your cadmium red. Just like that. I like this color combination, it really pops, and our painting really nicely pops in there. So I'm switching my brush. I'm using the big slant brush, 1.5 inches. This is a master touch. I just kind of want to blend them. So I'm adding the orange, cadmium orange. Red, cadmium red, just mixing those two really well, and then of course I don't want to mix my paint, so we keep switching brushes. Right, we will try to blend the titanium white to our orange. So just make sure they kind of blend really well. I'm using a filbert now. I'm just adding the titanium white in there. Try to blend this in here. So that's kind of like our sun in there. Trying not to get that brush strokes. We can also do the circular strokes if we want. We can do circular strokes like that to blend. We can do that. I'm adding another orange, cadmium orange. I'm not washing my brush, but I am wiping my brush. I'm trying to take out all those titanium white away. So just the orange. So I'm trying to blend this in there. Just like that. Nicely blend. Nicely blend. By the way, if you want to also gesso your canvas, you can. I didn't gesso this one. This is a pre-primed gesso. So sometimes you have to gesso a canvas panel so you don't waste your paintings or paints. So just kind of blend it well. Trying to blend it well, not too smudgy. Okay, we'll do the other one this side in here. Let's blend it well. Big sun. Don't worry if it's not too perfect looking, because eventually it's gonna get covered with our trees later on. So not to worry about that. I'm just trying to kind of blend this smoothly in here, not too much, not too harsh separation between the two colors. So I'm just trying to blend it. Okay. And of course, sometimes we have white, like a cloud effect. Anyways, we do that too. Not too much. Not too much. I don't want it too much. Okay. It's just a small blend of white. Small hint of white. But not taking out all the way in our sky. Trying to blend it smooth. Your sunset. Your sun setting. This one in here. Like I said, don't worry about too much with our sun because it's gonna get covered, but we try to smooth it as much as possible as well. Okay, then we'll add the marsh black. I'm running out of marsh black. I just ordered, but it will take a while to get here. So I'm trying to get as much as I can with this small tube. I don't have a lot, so we might be in trouble. Alright, so I'm going to do the land marsh black for the land. Just do like that. Just add it. Or any kind of black, whatever black you have, ivory black, it will work as well. I only have marsh black. I have to order some more. Okay, so just that, and this painting would be a reflection. So we're going to add the red in the bottom and orange for our reflection, since the reflection of the sky is this part in here, reflection in here. So let's add the cadmium red. Add the cadmium red, just like that. Just like that. Don't worry about if there's a black in there. Well, that's still gonna be useful later on. Okay, that should be the red. So it's like this one in here. This part is reflecting. So now we're doing the orange in here and in the bottom. Oops. Okay. And also on the other side. Oops. It's got blue in it. That's why it's muddy color. I'll just wipe it with the rug and it will just go away, don't worry. Just wipe your brush again and then just add another orange. Not a big deal. And then just add another orange in there. So, you might be wondering where's our white. We'll add it. Right? So get another brush for your white. We keep switching again. We keep switching brush. Oh, I think I just dropped a brush. Two brushes. Alright, now we're doing the reflection of the sun itself. Just doing the white one. Not gonna be sharp white because it's a water reflection, so it shouldn't be a sharp white. And just kind of blend the reflection in here. And this one in here. Just blend them. Make sure you don't add that white in there because we don't want that white in there. We want sharp red in there. Just wiping my brush, then I'm blending that white out. Okay. Blending that out. Step back and take a look at what you've done. If it looks like a reflection, it needs to be added more white. Added more white in there. Okay, so that would be our reflection, sun reflection. Adding more orange. I have a lot of orange in my palette, so I'll just go ahead and add that in there since I don't want to waste it. So there you go. Step back again. Take a look. I think I want more white in here. Okay, then I want my marsh black. I'm stepping back, and then right, we already sketched the horse. This is gonna be our horse 3, and I used the chalk to sketch it in our background. After it was dry, I sketched it. And now we're going to use the marsh black and titanium white to do our tree. So just mix those. And for our trunks would be the legs. So I'll try to do it here. It's also easier to use the chalk because when you try to sketch, and if you need to modify your drawing, let's say here, it's also easy to erase it with just a regular brush. It will just powder away. That's why I use chalk instead of pencil. Easier for me to modify it. So this would be one trunk and then the branches is going that way. This way in here. And this is another trunk where our base of the tree. Just like that. So it's easy. And then we highlight it when we're done later on. Like for our tail, I would just try to portray that there's a branch that's kind of bent this way, going down. And then they're just going to branch just like that. And you can do this way. Then we can add small limbs later on. Okay, and then I'm going to make another trunks in here. This is gonna be another leg, so I want this branch going, portraying the hips of that horse. And this part of the trunk is bending this way. And then it depends if which one would you want to portray this side, if you want this leg or this leg this side. So I would do this leg this side, so I kind of cut that off, and this one in here. Then I will just add more limbs in there or branches later on, and that's this section in here. This section will be tree. Like this one, I want this going all the way here, or we can use this part all the way here. You know what, let's try this one. I think it's easier to use this one. And the chalk also just go away after we just get all those. I'm using a larger brush for bigger branches. The smaller one would be useful, especially in this section. So I'll switch my brush in that section in there. So this one, I'm going this way. And this one, I'll do this way. So we have to decide if the belly would be from this tree or from that tree. I think it's better to come from this tree, so we just kind of bent and going that way. Then we'll add branches later for that tree. So you can use different types of animals and just sketch it. I like to do horses, especially when it's like about to run or running, because the hair, the mane, I like to emphasize the mane. I think I'm good with the bigger trunks, and this one is just a regular trees that's kind of popping. So that's just a regular trees, and then we'll add. So I will switch brush for the detailed or smaller branches. For the head, I'll try to start from here and then just connect it to our limbs or branch. I just want to make sure that it is properly sketched. So I'll connect this one going that way, and then I'll portray that this branch in here is bending towards the face and the ear. And this one in here, I want to bend it to the mane. And then just keep bending your mane for your horse. So they pretty much connect with each other. So we'll try to use as much as that. Then I will add a little bit of branches. And this one in here as well. I'll extend that. And just keep adding more details and more smaller things and branches. Okay, so I will switch my brush to the detailed brush. This one for the detailed brush, we will use that. And then I'll just spray some water so it's more fluid, so easier to work on in this area here. So that's my other ear. So it's like a branch that broke. I'm just pretending that there's a branch that broke in there. And I can also have another branch in there. So step back and take a look of your outline. If it looks like a horse, if it's not, just keep modifying it. Alright, I want a hair in here, out, stepping back. Then I will try to connect this in here. This one I might add some branches here, and I'll just cross that path. And then we can add some of our leaves in there. So it's pretty much going to get covered here with our leaves. So as you can see, there's a chalk in there, so don't worry about it, because it's gonna get, if we're not gonna use those lines, it's going to be erased easily. Then I'll just try to connect this one going that way. Try this one. So try to create your branches or limbs random. Don't kind of do pattern so it doesn't look so weird, because trees can bend with whatever direction. So just adding, we're going to add some leaves in the belly section. Okay. So far I think I'm good. This doesn't really matter because our leaves is going to be in here in the top. So we can probably extend that. This one will be leaves as well in here. Just adding limbs. And don't forget, this is our water and this is a reflection. We have to reflect our branches in the water as well. If you don't like the reflection, if you want the, like let's say land instead of the water reflection, you can, but I like the reflection better. So we're doing a reflection. Sometimes I do the land. Depends on what animal I'm trying to create. Okay, so I'm going to use the brush that the medium brush that we use for our reflection. So it's not gonna be black. I don't want to use black, so this one is already grayish, so I'm adding just the white in there. Since it's a reflection, it's kind of lesser of the value of it, so it's like a grayish. So if our partition between land and water would be this in here, okay, so whatever this is reflects on the bottom, and we can highlight this in here later on so it really shows the leg, stuff like that. Alright, let's go back. So this one, I'm trying to reflect it here. It doesn't need to be perfect, but try to kind of show that it's kind of reflecting the same. So this one is kind of bulky, and it's going that way, going that way. Then there's a separation between them, just like that. Like I said, it doesn't need to be perfect. Just need to, our brain will kind of automatic interpret that that's a reflection, but try to use it or copy as much as possible the one in the top. this is going that way, and then I have a bent. So it's going that way. There's a separation there. And that one is going this way, up. Okay, and then I think that will show here. So that one maybe here. This one would be here. Then we have that one in here. So that one would be going that way. This one would be going that way. That one would be going that way. So it doesn't need to be perfect. Just and this one I want that way, that way, that way. So this is a big chunk. That one. Okay. Then that one is a big bent. Then we have a bent and then going that way. Like I said, and then we have that small one in there. So if you're not comfortable of doing the reflection, you want it to maybe sketch first, that's fine as well. You can sketch it first. And don't worry if it kind of messed up in here, it's not really reflected. You can adjust the top part as well if you want. So you have a lot of leeway. And this one is in here. We have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We have a big one here, going that way, and kind of like that, then bent. So, and then this one is going this way, going that way, then cut off. Then just make it bigger. Just like that. Cover that one. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's a reflection, and then let's just kind of create that part. That's our land, pretty much. And this is our water here. So just wipe off one you have, and then just get that white, the titanium white. And then kind of like just add it there. Doesn't need to be perfect, like I said. Step back again. If your titanium white doesn't show as much when you step back, add more. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Alright, so I want to try to put some in here. It's a little dark. I don't want it dark. Okay. So as you can see, our source of light is in here. So I'm trying to kind of at least have lights or shadowing or shading. So my light would be in the edge of my tree, like here, so like that. Then this in the middle would be dark because our source is in there. So just kind of like add a little bit of details. Then I'm adding that one in there, like that. This in here, like that. Doesn't need to be all black. So don't worry about this. This one has got a lot of branches, so it's gonna have a lot of leaves. So don't worry about this one. Maybe this one, since this is the root of the branch, then yeah, you can highlight this section here. Not too much though, because we want that black popping as well, so it will really look like a horse. We want that outline, so don't add too much of the highlights, just some section. Get this one in here, this one in here, probably this one, just like that, and this one as well, and this one. So not all, but some of it. This side I'm not going to highlight it because the light is this way, but I'm going to highlight this section here. So just this section is highlighted, and just this section is highlighted. This one is highlighted, this section. That one is not highlighted because it's gonna get so just step back and try to check out your, so step back again, take a look, and keep adding as much details as you think. Or this one I'm adding just this side more darker. So I think my, let's see, reflection is looking good. My hair, so far I'm liking what I have. Alright, so we can do the leaves. I like to use my filbert brush for the leaves. It's up to you what kind of leaves are you comfortable. First we do the dark color, so I like to use this type of leaves, so just kind of dabbing it. So I'm adding dark color first, marsh black, then let's keep highlighting it later on. So I'm just dabbing it this way for my leaves. If you're not comfortable with this kind of leaves, just use whatever style of leaves you like. You can use different brush if you're comfortable with the other brush doing the leaves. So just adding that dark part of my trees throughout, and then we can highlight later on. So like I said, we're adding leaves in here. Just like that. And of course we have some of these. Put that in there. Try not to put too much leaves on the main section, because we want that limbs as well. So we want the limbs showing that, hey, there's a branches in there. so not too much in that section. So let's add this one in here, like that. This one in here, like that. Okay, and don't forget the small ones in here. This is just a regular trees, no form or outline, just a regular standstill trees. And let's do the tail of our horse. I like the branches, it shows the really tail, so don't cover all of it. I'm probably doing this way. Don't want all covered. Because we like our tail that way. Okay? So step back. Take a look and see what look in the... Okay, looks good to me. Right, now I'm adding the second leaves layer, so I'm just grabbing that. It's gonna be like gray, so not pure titanium white, just gray. If you have gray, just use your gray. Then we're just adding it to the next layer. Let's see, let's do our tail. I'm just adding it the next layer here, just like that. It also depends where you put it. Like this one in here, our light is that way, so the bottom section would be the light darker, so I'm adding it in the top. This one is in the side, so this one is in the side as well, and the bottom, but the middle, don't touch the middle. And this one is just this section, this one is this section, but not this section because the light is covering it. So I'm adding this one in here, this one in here, and here, and of course it goes through, so we're adding this one in here and there. And this one is just this side. The other left side, we're not adding it because it's just going to be dark. Just like that. Right? So add more white or change brush. You can change brush too. Sometimes I just like to, instead of changing brush, just wipe your brush. Wipe it off. So just take away that paint in your brush. And then just use the titanium white. So it's not pure white because you still have something in your brush anyways. So see this way. Okay. Right, so I'm going to use the titanium white on the next level. Next layer, go like that. Oops. And of course this one in here, and the outer layer section. This one in here, and the outer layer. here. And this one in here. So I'm trying not to add too much, take away those branches. So this is the light going that way, so this is darker gray and then white. We forgot to put the gray on the main, so I'm just going to add black on my brush. Then add some gray on the next layer, like that, and then add some white, the titanium white. So just like that. Try not to add too much. Okay. Alright, don't forget to also reflect your leaves. So let's see. And I like to use gray for my reflection. So we have that reflection, so I'm just gonna do like this for our reflection. Just kind of like back and forth, and try to kind of like, if you're dome tree, try to kind of follow dome-ish section or shape. Doesn't need to be perfect, just kind of try to copy it. Okay. This one as well, and this one as well. So since they're overlapping, I'm trying to kind of overlap them as well. Okay. So they are also reflections in there. Step back again and take a look at your work. If you need more, you think you need to add more leaves, go ahead and add it. It's up to you. So I want to add more in here. This is titanium white. Here, here, here. And I want some in here as well. I want to do like small limbs, you know, just random places. So I'm just spraying my palette. I'm just using the Misty spray and using just the Marsh Black, using the detail brush. So I want like small limbs. No, can be here, here, and maybe here. I want some going this way. like have its own world there. And trying to add more dark on my ear, emphasize it more. Probably could add another like that to kind of like show the mouth. I'm not sure if you can see it, it's so small. Adding tiny in there. Just make sure if you're adding some more, you're adding some in here as well in the reflection. So just kind of don't forget. So if you add something, you add it also in your reflection. Okay. So I added this section. So in my reflection, I'm adding it as well. This one. So those little stuff that you add, if it shows in the reflection, it has to also show in the reflection. Try to show it as much as possible. So maybe that way. Or maybe here, having that. So little things, it add up. Little small limbs here and there. So any kind of animals you want to do, you can. It's just very easy. If you're not comfortable sketching again, you can trace it. You can print an animal you like and then just trace it. Okay, I'm adding more of like small tiny limbs in the tail, so let's focus on the tail. So these are small ones. It can be overlapping because sometimes tree limbs, they overlap. There you go. Just like that. Okay, so don't be scared to be adding more small limbs. Just make sure you reflect it as well in the reflection. Like this one I'm adding, so you must need to add one in here since it is also showing in the reflection, that section. So make sure you don't forget those small details. All right, step back, take a look at your work. Are you satisfied with your work? You want more leaves in your trees? Is the head visible? Sometimes when you step back, it doesn't really show more visible on your and we want it visible as much as possible. Okay, and I think I'm happy and satisfied with what we have. So I'm going to add the water kind of ripple effect. If you So just squirting my Mars Black with water, mixing it, still using the detailed brush, and then just kind of like make some zigzag throughout, and do this way. You can do that. Do this way. So just a line. You can do a line as well if you want. Just kind of like a ripple. Then do that way. Do that way. If you want. And then line. Then do your line. Then do your line. Do your line. Then step back. We don't want it too much, so step back. Take a look. I want to add some in here, so just a line and the horse foot reflection. Okay, all right, I think that's good. And then I will add a white, titanium white version of it. So get the titanium white and do the same thing. Just make some lines, ripple. So doesn't need to be perfect. Just like that. And the other side. All right. There you go. So that would be my ripple. And I think I'm satisfied with what I have, so go ahead and sign my work. There you go. Thank you for joining me on this animal tree acrylic painting tutorial. And if you have question, please leave a comment below. You can also follow me on Facebook, JJ Burton. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Like and share. And see you again next time. God bless. Bye-bye.